Hey everybody, Hoosier Jedi here again with another video for you. This time we're doing another discussion about Avatar: The Legend of Korra. Now, in episode 1 we saw that Katara from the original series is still around. So this got me thinking, who else from the original show might be around still? And one person, well, okay, let's just go with person for the moment, who I think we should have every reason to believe is still around, and who I think we might honestly see again, is Ko the Face Stealer. Do you remember this guy, the evil spirit, demon, whatever term you want to call him, who gave Aang such a hassle when he was dealing with the first time? Now, if you remember back then, the last time we saw him on the show, Ko promised Aang that they would meet again. Now, I did some research on this, and apparently they did actually meet again in one of the games that they had on the old Nickelodeon website. Now, exactly what level of canon this is sort of ambiguous, but I'm going to give this. Just for the sake of it, let's pretend that it is indeed canon. Now, the interesting thing about Ko is we know from his history that Aang is not the first Avatar that he had dealt with. He had previously clashed with Avatar. How does he say? How is this spelled? Karuk, I believe his name is. I got my notes over here like I always do, so I'm just trying to find where I had that written down. Okay, well let's just call him Karuk. I can't remember exactly how you say his name, but I'm sure that's fairly close. Now, if in case you need a little bit of a reminder, Avatar Karuk was the last waterbender avatar, and Ko the Face Stealer stole the face of his fiancée. She was that woman whose face kept appearing when Ko would change faces. So we have Ko as a reoccurring nemesis of at least two avatars. So him being a spirit, he's almost certainly immortal or extraordinarily long-lived. So yeah, there's every reason to think that he's still around, and I think it would be tremendously interesting if Korra were to clash with him. And it also kind of makes you wonder, it's been 70 years. Who else's face might he have grabbed during that time? Might that be the unfortunate fate of some characters we know? Well, it's impossible to tell right now, of course, but I throw that idea out there for your consideration. Now, speaking again about Avatar Karuk, as I said, he was the last Water Tribe Avatar. Now, if you remember in the series, when Aang first started, having visions and meeting the spirits of the other avatars who had come before him, he was extraordinarily excited to meet Avatar Yang Chin. I hope I'm saying this right. It's been a long time since I've seen the episode. Who was, of course, the previous Airbender avatar. So I'm thinking that Korra would also want to kind of be especially interested in meeting Avatar Karuk. Now, the interesting thing with here is that he, if I'm remembering right, was actually Northern Water Tribe, while Korra is, of course, Southern. So, what is going on there with the clash of ideologies? I mean, remember, Karuk came from a time before, even before Paku, where women were only allowed to be healers in the Northern Water Tribe. Now, if you go with it, the Avatar cycle sort of goes male, female, in addition to cycling through the various elements, then statistically, of course, there would have had to have been an avatar from the Northern Water Tribe at some point in history. But this may just have not meant anything to the people of the Northern Water Tribe, or it just might have been so long since they had one that this particular avatar's contribution to history may have been forgotten. Again, speculation, 100% on my part, but it's an idea. I throw it out there for your consideration. So, if I remember though right, one of the things that Avatar Karuk said, let me see here. Yeah, he was a very, and this is by his own admission when he talks to Aang, he was a somewhat arrogant person. And, well, let's face it, Korra is not exactly a humble person either. So if they were to meet, I really can't help but imagine that Avatar Karuk would want to point this out to Korra. Now, maybe he sees this as a flaw in waterbender avatars. Maybe maybe this is just he and Korra are cut from sort of the same cloth. But whatever you want it to be, hold on one sec. Sorry. The change of seasons around here is really kind of playing havoc with my allergies and whatnot. Anyway, as I was saying, I can't help but imagine that Avatar Karuk would want to really point out this flaw that he was in both himself and in Korra, because considering that this flaw is what led, in part, to Ko, the face stealer, stealing his wife slash fiance's face. I can't remember which one she was. It is natural that he would want to warn Korra not to make his mistake. And given that there's the similarities of their background, I can't help but think that even with her attitude, Korra might be willing to heed this advice from Avatar Karuk more than she might if she was hearing this from someone like, say, Tenzin. Again, this is just my read on Korra's personality. Agree? Disagree? Post it in the comments. We'll talk about it. Now, one difference between Avatar Karuk and Korra is that Karuk, in his own words, was a kind of go-with-the-flow guy. No, that ain't Korra. Korra's a tank. I mean, that's really the best way I can put it. She just focuses her sights on something, and she goes through it, goes at it, with all force, with all speed, no stopping. So honestly, actually, she reminds me a lot of Toph in that. I think that maybe that's the Earthbender aspect of her, of showing through in Korra. And let's see, what else? What else? Oh, okay. Well, that didn't take as long as I thought it would. So I guess I will wrap this video up now. I'm sorry for it being so very short, but the 1.2 update for Star Wars: The Old Republic should drop within a couple of hours. And once that does, I'm afraid my time is going to be devoted to that. Yay. Okay then, guys. I will be back again later on this weekend with my review of Episode 3 of The Legend of Korra. I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I certainly know that I am looking forward to the show and being able to do a review for it. I'll also, of course, be doing my other usual reviews for stuff like Green Lantern, Young Justice, and Ultimate Spider-Man, Game of Thrones, all the stuff, if you're paying attention to my channel. And if you're not, please feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you haven't, as I did mention in my last video, I am now on Twitter as Hoosier Jedi. If you're interested in following me there, I would love to have you as a subscriber. And yeah, that'll do it, folks. Until next time, you have a good one.